If you are liberal who can't stand Trump and cannot possibly fathom why conservatives would ever vote for him, let me finally fill you in. It's not that we love Donald Trump so much, it's that we can't stand you. And we will do whatever it takes, even if that means electing a rude, obnoxious, unpredictable, narcissist, your words not ours, to the office of President of the United States, because the only thing we find more dangerous to this nation than Donald Trump is you. How's that possible, you might ask? Well, you have done everything in your power to destroy our country, from tearing down the police, to tearing down our history, to tearing down our borders. You are systematically destroying our schools and brainwashing our kids into believing socialism is the answer to anything, despite being an unmitigated failure everywhere, while demonizing religion and faith and glorifying abortion, violence, and thug culture. From calling us racists every time we expect everyone of any skin color to follow our laws equally, to telling us that our tolerance of lifestyles we don't agree with isn't nearly enough. No, we must celebrate any lifestyle choice or gender option. Forget science, you throw our direction, or you think it's fine to call us homophobic or some other degrading slur, and ironically, all while lecturing us on hate speech. While you gaslight us about 52 genders, polyamory, grown men in dresses sharing public locker rooms with little girls, and normalize the sexualization of young children, you simultaneously ridicule us for having the audacity to wish someone a Merry Christmas or hang a flag on the 4th of July, stand for the national anthem, or horrors, don a MAGA hat in public. So much for your tolerance. Do you see why we think you are hypocrites? We're also not interested in the fact that you think you can unilaterally decide that 250 years of the right to bear arms against a tyrannical or ineffective government should be abolished because you can't get the violence in the cities you manage under control. Free speech should be tossed out the window, history erased, and those who disagree with your opinions are fair game for public harassment or doxing. Spoiled children with nose rings and tats who still live off their parents' dime should be allowed to destroy cities and people's livelihoods without repercussions. That chaos and lawlessness and disrespect for authority should be the norm. This is your agenda. And you wonder why we find you more dangerous than Donald Trump. Your narrative is a constant drone of oppressor/oppressed race baiting intended to divide the country in as many ways as you possibly can. You love to sell victimhood to people of color every chance you get because it's such an easy sell, compared to actually teaching people to stand on their own 2 feet and take personal responsibility for their own lives, their own communities and their own futures. But you won't do that. You will never do that, because then you will lose control over people of color. They might actually start thinking for themselves, God forbid. This is why we will vote for Donald Trump. It is not because he is the most charming character on the block, nor because he is the most polite politician to have ever graced the Oval Office. It is not because he is the most palatable choice, not that we love his moral character or because he never lies. It is because we are sick to death of you, and all of the destructive crap you are doing to this once beautiful and relatively safe country. Your ineffective and completely dysfunctional liberal leadership has literally destroyed our most beautiful cities, our public education system, and done its damnedest to rip faith out of people's lives. However bad Donald Trump may be, and he is far from perfect, every day we look at you and feel that no matter what Donald Trump says or does, there is no possible way he could be any worse for our country than you people are. We are sick to death of your stupid, destructive, ignorant, and intolerant behavior and beliefs parading as wokeness. We are beyond sick of your hypocrisy and BS. We are fed up with your disrespectful divisiveness and constant unrelenting harping and whining and complaining while you live in the most privileged nation in the world, while making literally zero contributions of anything positive to our society. Your entire focus is on ripping things down, never ever building anything up. Think about that, as there is something fundamentally very wrong in the psychology of people who choose destruction as their primary modus operandi. If Donald J. Trump is re-elected, rather than blame us, look in the mirror and blame yourselves. Because you are the ones that are responsible for the rise of Donald Trump. You are the ones who have created this monster that you so despise, by your very actions, your refusal to respect your fellow Americans, and the things that are important to us. You have made fun of the flyover states, the people who cling to their guns and religion, the middle-class factory workers and coal miners and underprivileged rural populations that you dismissively call yahoos and deplorables. You have mocked our faith and our religion. You have mocked our values and our patriotism. You have trampled our flag and insulted our veterans and treated our first responders with contempt and hatred. You have made environmentalism your religion, while crashing every city you have taken responsibility for. You scream from the rooftops about global warming and a Green New Deal while allowing tens of thousands of homeless people to cover your streets in literal *T garbage, needles and plastic waste without doing a single thing to help them solve the environmental crisis that your failed social policies are creating. But we're supposed to put you in charge of the environment while gutting our entire economy to institute this plan when you can't even clean up a single city. You complain endlessly yet have failed to solve a single social problem anywhere. In fact, all you have done is create more of them. We've had enough. We are tired of quietly sitting by and being the silent majority. So don't be surprised when the day comes when we finally respond. And trust me, it's coming, sooner than you might think. And also trust me when I say it won't be pretty. Get ready. If Donald Trump is re-elected, it will be because you and your comrades have chosen to trash the police, harass law-abiding citizens, and go on rampages destroying public property that we have all paid for and you have zero respect for. If Donald Trump is re-elected, it will be because we are sick of your complete and utter nonsense and destruction. How does it feel to know that half of this country finds you far more despicable than Donald J. Trump, the man you consider to be the Antichrist? Let that sink in. We consider you to be more despicable, more dangerous, more stupid, and more narcissistic than Donald Trump. Maybe allow yourself a few seconds of self-reflection to let that sink in. This election isn't about Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. This is about Donald Trump versus you. So, if on the morning of November 4th or more likely December 29th by the time the Supreme Court will weigh in on the mail-in ballot fiasco we are headed towards, if Donald J. Trump is re-elected, the only people you have to blame is the left-wing media drones and yourselves. You did this. Yep, you. Time to walk away. Not my writing, but damn, it's pretty spot on.